Hi, I'm your host, Marsha Florence for Just Ask Podcast Live. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking forward to your responses and feedback, how you feel about us being on Facebook and other areas as well as we grow within the social media age. Okay, so some of you know that Just Dance Talk Show is a regular program that you see every Wednesday on Channel 56 or on your local cable stations. Well, due to the pandemic, we are working from home, but doing what we can to bring you the same quality information as usual. So, our guest today, without further ado, is Executive Director herself, Phyllis Edwards of Bridging Community. And we want to learn more about what Bridging Community is doing during this pandemic time. So, I want to introduce Phyllis Edwards. Good morning, Miss Edwards.
Good morning. It's a great day in the neighborhood. I
You
do
know
believe
it.
that.
Glad to have you with us. Thank you so much
Glad
for
to be here.
joining us. Okay, now, Phyllis, you're not brand new to us, but we do want to step back a little bit and find out about yourself and your role as the executive director for Bridging Communities.
Well, this is my 10th year, a milestone that I've been at Bridging Communities, and I came by way of a prayer. I was leaving the state of Michigan and was too soon to retire, and so I asked the Lord, where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? And He sent me to Bridging Communities, which has certainly been a awesome journey to get to where we are today. So yeah.
Okay. And it's been 10 years?
10 years. Can you believe it? I only meant to be there 3. But when
Okay.
you're having a great time and doing great work and the need is there and you enjoy your team, time flies by very quickly.
Yes. Now, tell us about Bridging, because some people may not know exactly what is Bridging Communities.
Thank you for that, Marcia. Bridget Community started out in 1980 as Project Save, Seek and Visit the Elderly. Yeah, and that program ran until 1999 when we merged 2 programs together, Project Save and our intergenerational program. And the reason why we did that was because we realized, whether my predecessors realized, that seniors their quality of life was only as good as the communities in which they live. And so in 1999, when they merged those 2 programs together to form Bridging Communities, we also started doing housing and community development. And so we now have a 80-unit independent living facility that we own and operate. We have 24 townhomes geared towards grandparents raising grandchildren. We also are part owner of an 88-unit senior independent living facilities. And more importantly, we buy up some of the abandoned and foreclosed properties existing in the area, rehab them, and sell them to individuals who want to be a homeowner. And if for some reason they can't get a regular mortgage, then we do land contracts. We're very honored to say that during the housing crisis of 2008, none of our homeowners lost their homes as a result of that crisis, because we were able to modify the loans and their accounts. It is great that we're able to provide services to our elder care, our seniors in the community, through case management services, which includes assistance with applications to state emergency relief, SNAP benefits, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. We also do small home repairs, medical transportation to the doctor and to the pharmacy for those over 70. And we what else do we do with them?
We should
Do
say,
focus hope food boxes.
we
We,
should say what is it that you don't do, Phyllis? Okay.
well,
Okay.
you know what? It's
Don't do, but
there's a great need. So yeah.
okay. Well, I can understand why you're in the position that you are. It's such a helpful organization. Is it an organization or agency?
It's an organization.
Okay, so it's such a very helpful organization that with all those things under the umbrella, I know somewhere along the line, you have to be overwhelmed with people coming or calling to receive services.
You know what, Marcia? Fortunately, the Asian populations do has continued to expand itself and grow. But we've been able to, with a slew of volunteers. We use about 1,400 volunteers a year in carrying out our services, and we were able to host the Unity in the Community Time Bank, which is a skills and service exchange program. I don't know how many people are familiar with time banks, but Unity in the Community is one of the largest and most active in the state of Michigan. And they have really assisted us in carrying out our duties by providing volunteers as well.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. So let's talk about what's going on now since we're in the midst of COVID-19. What is going on with Bridging? What kind of services or how are people connecting with you guys to receive services?
Well, like many other organizations, we've had to pivot and be really flexible in along this journey. We had to close our doors to our customers and to staff for a while. We reopened in June just to the staff on a modified schedule. All throughout the pandemic, we have been making our daily phone calls to ensure that our seniors are well. We have delivered meals to our homebound seniors who couldn't get out. We've delivered special order food boxes. They were able to call into the office, and we were able to take a grocery list and deliver that food to them. We also continue to do that. We've partnered with food banks to deliver food to the community. So every Saturday we're out passing out food to the community at Bridging Communities from anytime after 11:30 to 1 o'clock, or as long as the food lasts. Sometimes it goes really fast.
Oh yeah.
But we're providing food to 100 families every Saturday since
Okay. Every
June,
Saturday.
every
Okay.
Saturday, and through the end of August. And we don't know what's going to happen at the end of August. We're hoping that a lot of things will open, and but we don't know what COVID is going
Right.
to do. So we just right now have planned through the end of August for that food delivery.
How are your volunteers holding up, or do you have a need for volunteers, or how's that working out?
There's always a need for volunteers. Certainly, our need for volunteers has diminished, but we still need volunteers to do Focus Hope food delivery boxes every month. We still need volunteers if can do lawns, cut lawns and those types of things. We still need volunteers on Saturday to help with the food distribution. So there's always room for volunteers. And once we up and running again, like I said, we use about 1,400 volunteers a year.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay.
So
Now,
volunteer management is huge at Bridging Communities.
okay. Well, we want to make sure that people know that if they need to contact us or contact you rather, they can always give us a call or go to your website. So, what is that website?
Website is www.bridgingcommunities.org. Again, that's www.bridgingcommunities, and that's all one word, .org.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this on Facebook, you will see it somewhere else too, as well on our channel stations, which is on the cable stations, channel 56, YouTube, Twitter, not Twitter, YouTube and Instagram. So if you missed the program, don't panic. We'll be right back with the same information, and you'll get to see Phyllis Edwards as well. So don't ever think that, oh man, I missed this. You can just give us a call at our number, 1-800-323-5336. 1-800-323-5336. Okay. Now, Phyllis, you know what I'm finding out is that we're working from home nowadays, and a lot of people are not adjusting to this stay-at-home situation with the COVID-19. Is there anything that you guys are doing in particular to help your seniors get through these moments and times?
Well, yeah, we did a drive-by through our senior, not a drive-by like a real drive-by, but we drove around. You have to be careful how you use those
It's
phrases, right?
right. I think so, but it's okay. Okay.
Yeah, we drove around our senior building with signs to encourage them, that people were still thinking about them. Like I say, we still do our daily phone calls every day. They can still contact us now. They've always been able to contact us, but like I said, my staff is in the office on a modified schedule. We're taking applications for property tax exemptions. We're also still connecting individuals to SNAP, which is very important to feed their families during this time. A lot of people have lost their employment, and so they're eligible for SNAP benefits. And that's for anybody. We do SNAP applications for anyone
Can
who's
you tell
needing.
us a little bit more about SNAP? Some people don't know what SNAP is.
SNAP is what everybody usually consider food stamps, food stamp assistance.
Mm-hmm.
They changed the names with the transition of the organization. I mean, with the
Agencies.
government, right?
Yeah.
So it's still a Family Independence Agency, Department of Health and Human Services, the Social Services is all the same, and it's the food portion of the program, of the
DHL.
state
Okay.
program.
Okay. And so I think a lot of people may not know it, but if your income has dropped tremendously, it would be in their favor to apply for food stamps assistance or SNAP, whatever. So at the point that even though they're coming to the pantries and picking up produce and canned goods and stuff, they may have a large family, 8 to 10 family members or something that they may need to go ahead and seek government assistance.
Absolutely. And then it provides an opportunity for you to not receive what someone is giving, although the quality of food that people have been giving out has been quite excellent,
Yeah.
actually.
Hmm.
It also gives you an opportunity to provide for your family what you're used to eating. And given a time when we're in Detroit is such a diverse culture,
Hmm.
diverse culturally,
Hmm.
important that people are able to eat the type of food that they're used to eating.
Yes. Now I want to go to one of your flyers or brochures that you have submitted. So let's see. I think we have a page that we have some information about bridging. Yep, there it is. Okay. So I see that we have some zip code areas that we can utilize. Tell us
Yes.
about that.
For our elder care service, we cover 8 zip codes: 48204, 48206, 48208, 9, 10, 16, 17, and 38. But as you can see, we do housing and neighborhood stabilization, and that's citywide.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then you have some other resources up there as well. So I think that a lot of people, what they may not know is that even though you have those zip codes as your catchment areas for services, you guys still can step out and help another area. So is that feasible? Where, in other words, if you're not in that zip code, you still have a way to connect the person with the resource.
Absolutely. We're a great community partner. We believe in partnership and collaboration. So if you're out of our zip code, we usually have some another community development organization in other areas that we can connect you with. I'm a part of a cohort, the Detroit 21, which is 21 community development organizations that's working together to improve communities throughout the city of Detroit. And so we have, agreed to work together to do those types of referrals. So if you come to Bridget and we can't provide that service for you, we definitely can refer you to someone who can.
Okay. Now, one of your programs, say program partnership and service offered, and I say land contracts, foreclosure prevention, and that's another major concern about people right about now is their housing situation. Whereas they have took the what was that for a moment you people weren't worried about paying the rent. Now all that stuff
Right. The
reopened the
moratorium on
floodgate.
rent
Right. The
is being
floodgate
lifted as of August 15th.
August 15th. First of all, what I can say is that I know that if you were a person who was eligible to collect the unemployment benefits, we would hope that people would put money aside to pay their utility bills and housing bills,
Yes.
things like that. Then some people say, hey, this is like the lottery. Okay, so with that being said, hopefully you have met some of your responsibilities, ladies and gentlemen. But if you've fallen short just a little bit, you've been behind for quite a while. What would you suggest that they do? I mean, can they come to bridging and get some directions on where to go and who to see, or what do you think?
Absolutely. Bridging is a HUD certified counseling agency. And so we've been working with people way before COVID to help them to ensure that they had all the resources they need to remain in their home. And certainly that's never been more needed than it is now as we
Mhm.
come out of COVID. And a lot of businesses have gone out of business as a result of being down so long, and some may or may not reopen. And so there is dollars that have flowed into the city to help with rental assistance. One of those organizations that I refer people is United Housing Coalition.
Hmm.
UCHC is a better name. You can look it up. They're on Second Avenue for rental assistance, but in terms of housing homeowner assistance, they can certainly call Bridging Communities.
That's wonderful, Phil. So what's that magic number?
That magic number is 313-361-6377. That's 313-361-6377. Like I said, we're helping people with property tax right now, mortgage modifications, budgeting, financial counseling. And if we can't help you, like I said, we're working with Wayne Metro and United UCHC to help with rental assistance and other housing needs.
That's great. That's great. I'm sure today's show will definitely get some responses. Not like none of the others do, but right about now, people are going to start to panic all over again because the 15th is near. Okay,
Right.
the monies from unemployment have um, expired, okay, or decreased right about now, and the it's still on the table about what changes will be made far as unemployment benefits will be in the next 30 to 60 days. But in the meantime, that doesn't stop people from saying, hey, what am I going to do about my rent? Hey, what am I going to do about my utility bills, school concerns? It is so much going on right now, and the madness amongst people period is based on that we're not comfortable. And so some people are acting out, just erratically because it's like, I've never had to stay in the house so long. I've never had to be by myself so long. And do you guys have any or relationship with some type of counseling that people should be able to call and talk about, some type of outlet? Because most of all, Phyllis, what I'm concerned about is persons with disabilities and the seniors. I know the
Right.
everyday persons, we can go outside, sit on the back porch, or go to the store. But persons with disabilities and seniors are homebound 24/7 for real. Now, I mean, tight. It's just tight. What services or what suggestions do you have to help a person who's caring for a elderly person or a disabled child?
Well, a couple things. One, you're absolutely right. This is a challenging time for all of us. But as I tell people all the time, this too shall pass. Trouble don't last always. This too shall pass. We just happen to be in the eye of the storm right now. And it just seems like when you're in that eye, it's impossible. You can't see the daylight on the other side.
Yeah.
So, if you can do things like even just stepping outside to get some fresh air, makes a difference. Not being around, you don't have to be around people to step out on your front porch to get some fresh air if you can't. But if you need mental health services, or you think that you may be going down that road, you can always call Detroit Area Agency on Aging or Disability Network or PACE. All three of those. That's Detroit Area Agency on Aging, Disability Network, and PACE
Mhm.
handles provides a lot of mental health services for individuals.
Okay. 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 So hopefully someone is jotting this down because
And let me
I
just say one more thing, Marcia.
don't.
If you're a church person, you can always call your pastor too.
Amen. Okay. Okay. Amen. Okay. I know the
Got to
pastor's
get
like,
that in
thank you
there.
for that. Right.
Yes,
Right.
call
But
your pastor, your first lady.
it's like
For your
it's
spiritual
that's
growth.
right. That's right. It's like, okay, if a person is watching Just Ask Podcast Live right about now, even if it's not for you, ladies and gentlemen, it's definitely for a family member, or it's definitely for a neighbor or a friend. So pass the information on. And if you're not sure, you can always give us a call at the Just Ask Talk Show 24-hour production line, 1-800-323-5336. So when I say that, it's because we know that people need something, but they're uncomfortable about asking, and that's why the show is called Just Ask. Okay. Okay.
Let me just probably inspire your callers and the followers on Facebook. Bridget Communities will give $25 to a random $25 gift cards to someone who calls in, and a $25 gift cards to somebody who contacts you by Facebook. We'll randomly select those folks and let them know who the winner is. So don't be afraid to ask. As Marsha said, this is just ask.
That's
And if
it.
you don't, and we don't want you to perish because of a lack of knowledge. So please just ask and call the show or contact the show through Facebook or contact Bridging Communities.
That is, thank you, Phyllis. That is wonderfully said. See there, ladies and gentlemen, there's angels in every corner. And Phyllis has just allowed you to open the door and say, hey, I got a question, I got a concern. And she's offering a gift card. Okay, you can't go
$25 gift card to a
25.
phone caller or somebody who contacts you through Facebook.
Okay, okay. And you know what? And if that's the case, when someone does call, and be ready, ladies and gentlemen, when you call or contact us by Facebook, please be willing to give your name and information to us. And then on our next show, we'll just mention your first name and the city that you're contacting us from to say thank you to Bridging.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just want to make sure we get those. Make sure you leave your name and information so we can get those cards mailed out to you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Now, Phyllis, I always look at it like this. When people tune in to Just Ask, we're giving them food information to learn something about what's going on in the communities and around about to share the knowledge of fruit with others. And in your case, you have so much going on with Bridging. I mean, I can't see why, hey, the door should be knocked down. People should be climbing all over it because you guys offer so much, and it's not so much impressive, but it's an honor to have you join us each and every time because the seniors, they're growing in numbers. They're growing in numbers.
Absolutely.
People are living longer.
Yes.
Okay, and when people are living longer, the opportunities for them are sometimes limited. But
Yes.
to listen to Bridging, it's a pleasure to know that you can still stay in your home if you choose to, that you have options if you need to have some, assistance with going somewhere else, such as a apartment or a facility, and the food pantries, the resources. Do you guys connect with the urban gardens as well?
We have not connected necessarily through the urban gardens, but well, you could say we connected to the farmers. That's where we get our fresh produce from. But they go through one of our other partners. So we're connected in an unconnected way.
That's okay.
You would
That's
say
okay.
that, yeah.
Okay, I
But
want to bring up you guys' cover page. So, do we have a shot of the cover page with the Bridging logo? Let's see, do we have that? Yeah.
there you are.
Okay. All right, there it is. So, and Phyllis, there's your address, your location, your website. Okay, phone number. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Phyllis gave it out, but you can get it right there if you see it. Okay, your mission statement.
And
Okay,
as I
and
talked about, there's the time bank, and we also host the McGraw Resource Stop, which is a group of nonprofits that came together to enhance the quality of life around a 2 mile radius of bridging communities. And I would be remiss if I did not say that one of the challenges that we've had through COVID, and I think a lot of people have experienced this, is the lack of technology for seniors in homes, low income
mhm,
homes.
mhm.
Um, a lot of our seniors have the free phone, what they call the free phone, which does not accommodate the apps that go with that. So I see that there are some folks who are trying to bridge that digital divide, and hopefully it will be done soon. I know we're working to get some Wi-Fi stations in our catchment area, so and to get some tablets or something to some of our seniors to reduce that social isolation as well. And so if we all work together on that, we could be a much more connected city and community if we all
That's
had
right.
access to
That's
those
right. I mean,
technologies.
since they forcing technology down your throat, it's like it's like how can you tell someone in their 70s that you have to have a tablet, that you have to go online, that you have to. I'm looking at it like some services, the elderly are unable to connect with because we're forcing everyone to be computer savvy, and that's just not
Right.
the case. And like you said, the free phone doesn't necessarily have the same capabilities as a phone that you purchase through one of the networks. So
Right.
go ahead. Is it
No.
something that you guys are doing in particular to also help?
Well, we're hoping to get some funding, so not only could we help them with that, but as we move into this, what this has revealed is that the medical field is feeling better using telehealth, and you
Mhm.
can't use telehealth as a senior or someone with disabilities if you don't have access to that type of technology. So we're hoping to receive funding that we could do training for our seniors to train them how to use the various technology tools that they have, as well as provide some of those technological tools to them so that they can be connected. And using telehealth would be great because it reduces them having to find a ride or being mobile or, and having they have the opportunity to see their doctor, on schedule as needed. And so as we move through this COVID and continue to move through technology, it's important that we don't leave anybody out as a result of that. So, inclusion, equity, all of those things is along the spectrum for everyone, especially our seniors. So we can't do piecemeal development. We need to do it intergenerationally from one generation to the next.
You sure you're not running for president, Phyllis? But okay.
I'm
Okay.
just running. I'm just running bridging.
Okay. You said that like a president. Okay. Let's call Joe Biden and tell him who we found the vice president right now. Okay. Well, that
I
was
thank
one.
you for that, but no, I don't want that. Look, I have enough on these shoulders. I don't
Okay.
need all the world.
Okay. 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 Well, you know what? In the future, we hope to have a conference with, or a Facebook conference rather with Stabenow, Dingle, someone that can help push towards a better collaborative effort for our disabled and elderly community to have their resources close at hand so that it'll make it a little more easier and accessible for them. So we're looking to do something in the future and hopefully Phyllis, you'll be available for that.
Absolutely.
Okay, okay. And we'll take care of that as soon as we get some more info. So once again, Phyllis, we're going to get your phone number, your website up, okay, and ask our viewers. Like I said, Phyllis Edwards, ladies and gentlemen, offered a $25 gift card for the first person who, or not first person, but a person who will contact us by Facebook, and that's Just Ask Talk Show. Or if you decide to email me, Marcia at Just Dance Talk Show somehow, or you can call 1-800-323-5336. Say you have a question for Phyllis Edwards at Bridging, or you need to find out some more additional information, and then we'll respond back with that wonderful gift card after we get your information. So can we do it that way, Phyllis?
We can do it that way.
Okay, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's always that time of the day where we have to wrap up and say thank you so much. But Phyllis, I'm looking forward to you coming back, and definitely we were working on a COVID-19 panel. Would you be one of our guests during that time?
Sure, I would love to, Marshall. Thank you for the offer.
Okay, because you know what, Phyllis, people are going to start asking more and more, and I think that your resource and your network in itself is powerful. It's just what we need.
Thank you. We're
You're welcome.
trying.
Okay, no, you're doing it. You're not trying. You're actually doing it, and I'm proud of that. Okay, and I'm proud to be a part of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to hold Phyllis Edwards up for Bridget Community. She's having a very busy day today. She squares us in. We want to thank her for being with us today on the Just Ask Podcast Live. If you have a question for myself, 1-800-323-5336, or you can always contact Phyllis Edwards at bridgingcommunities.org. Okay. So thank you, Phyllis.
Thank you. And as I always say, it's a great day in the neighborhood.
Uh,
Believe that.
and I do.
These are
Okay.
these are our children's good old days.
Right, right, right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Marsha Florence, for Just Ask Podcast Live. And what do I always say? If you know a person with a disability, or if you just have a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. I'm your host. Thank you.
Thank you.